Welcome to my Full Life and Faith Leaps podcast with me, Tiffany Jo Baker, where we help you experience God's power and rest in your purpose and progress as you move forward step by step in all the things God has called and created you to do at home and around the world. Hello, y'all, and welcome back to my Full Life and Faith Leaps podcast. I'm Tiffany Jo Baker, and today we're going to talk about how to get better in any area of your life. So I want you to think about the different areas of your life, whether that's your relationship with God, your relationship with your spouse. Maybe it's your parenting in this season. Maybe it's going back to school or investing in your craft or your knowledge. Maybe it's having fun, a prayer life. Maybe it's making money or working towards satisfaction in your career. Whatever area it is in your life, I'm going to share with you a simple tool that many life coaches use to help their clients increase their satisfaction in any area of their life. And I'm going to walk you through it today in the next 10 minutes or less. So first, what I want you to do, if you're not driving while listening to this, I want you to grab a blank piece of paper. Now, if you're driving, if you're doing laundry, if you're waiting for a meeting to start, no worries. You can still do this just by thinking this out. So on your piece of paper, we are going to do the simple life wheel exercise. All right, now don't shut it off or shut me down yet. Even if you are a master level life coach and you learned this way back when you started, it is a great tool. And I want you to stop and pause in this season today to see how you can use it to help increase your life satisfaction. Maybe it's increasing your peace. Maybe it's increasing your fun. Maybe it's increasing whatever it is, but it's going to take you from where you are today and taking a step in the right direction. All right, so the life wheel exercise. Simply on your blank piece of paper, draw a circle, a big circle, like a pizza or a piece of pie. And now, remember back when I started talking about the different areas of our life, we're going to break down this circle into the top 6 or 8 life areas. So simply go ahead and put lines across that circle to make pizza slices or pie slices, and then fill in 6 or 8 areas of your life, one per piece of pie. Okay. So if you're not doing this while I'm talking, go ahead and be thinking about those life areas. Get them in your mind, the things that really take up your time, take up your energy, take up your heart, and that those areas of your life that matter most to you. So you have those ideas. That could be spirituality. That could be relationships. That could be parenting. That could be marriage, finances, and career. Maybe investing is very important to you. So whatever those main areas are, go ahead and write them on that life wheel. Now, what I want you to do is for each area that you have represented that means so much to you, I want you to score it. The center of the pie is 0. The outside edges of the circumference is 10. So I want you to rate yourself in each area of your satisfaction in that area. How well is that area going for you in this season? So maybe your life with the Lord is one of the pieces of the pie. And maybe you feel like you're at a 6 out of 10. Go ahead and write 6 and score each area. So now, after you take a minute to fill that out, I want you to think about take a look and know what are your top 3? What are those top 3 areas that you scored highest? And note that. Make sure you date this exercise too, because it's really, really enlightening to go back and look at it. And I want you now to look at what are your bottom 3 areas. And maybe if you're not able to do this exercise on paper right now, maybe I want you to just think about what's that top area that you would rate your life. And what's that bottom one area that you would rate your life? All right, you have that. And now I want you to think about that bottom area. Or if you're looking at your life as a whole and you're able to do the whole exercise on this piece of paper, what are your bottom three areas? And I want you to choose one. Choose one area that's the lowest score of satisfaction that you would give yourself in this season. And now I want you to think, if say you scored maybe a 5, I want you to think about what are the things you could do to get to a 6. Maybe that's like for me, maybe in this season I would want to increase my fun and recreation. So maybe I would score myself yes, a 7, maybe a C. I'd give myself right now in fun and adventure and recreation. I'd give myself a 7. So I need to be thinking, what could I do to get to an 8, to get to a B? Well, for me, maybe that's planning some kind of activity once a month. I like to try new things. And so maybe I need to just, when I'm looking at my monthly schedule, block out one time chunk to try something new. I think that would get me to an 8 once a month, trying something new. That might even get me to a 9, y'all, for the way my schedule is. So I want you to think, what could you do to get one of your low scores up 1 point? And if you're struggling to think of what could you do, I want you to look at your top score, your top area of life satisfaction. And I want you to think about, what are the things that you're doing that help enable you to get such a high score? Maybe it's because it's a priority. Maybe it's because you schedule things. Maybe it's because you invest in relationships. Maybe it's because you make those phone calls or those texts or have a reminder going. Maybe it's because it's something that you focused on, and so it's become habit now. But whatever it is, I want you to think about the same things that you're doing to get a high score in one of your high areas. How could you implement that in one of your lower areas to help you get just 1 point higher? Y'all, I am such a firm believer that it's the little things that we do consistently over time that make a big difference. So I'm not asking you to go all tens on your whole life wheel, because that's not going to happen for anyone. Life is full of seasons, of rhythms. That's how God set up the world. He set up the world with seasons, a winter dormancy period, harvest time, summer time, spring time. And each season is characterized by certain characteristics. He set up our days with nighttime and daytime so that our nighttime would be set up so that our bodies could sleep and rest. So there are different times, there are different seasons, there are different rhythms. And based on where God has you in this season, what is an area that needs to be improved? And what is that 1 or 2 things that you could do and implement this week to go up just 1 point? I bet it's not going to be hard, because no matter where you're at, there are some areas of your life that you are doing well and better than the others. And there's skills that you have that you're using in those areas that can be transferable in order to help you succeed in other areas of your life. Well, I hope that this life wheel lesson that a lot of life coaches use to help their clients and themselves find greater life satisfaction in the different areas of their life. I would love to hear what you did in order to improve and how it worked out. Maybe was it difficult? Was it hard? But I know that that you have strengths and that you can use them today to help succeed in other areas of life that mean so much to you. One of my favorite verses is that His mercies are new every morning, for great is your faithfulness. Every day is a new day. And even when we mess up, don't follow through, have a hard day, we get to start over fresh the next day. All right, y'all. I hope this has helped you. And I know that God has you on a journey to fulfill the things that He's put in your heart, and that since the beginning of time, He has destined you to do for His glory. And so I am here cheering you on each step of the way at my Full Life and Faith Leaps podcast. Share it with a friend or family member that could be encouraged too, to help them fuel and fulfill their faith journeys as well. See you next time. Well, friends, thank you for joining us today on my Full Life and Faith Leaps podcast. If you enjoyed our time together and are taking away a nugget that has inspired your soul and success, would you share this episode with a loved one who could use it too? And if you haven't already, take a moment to rate and review this podcast and help me help others fuel and fulfill their faith journeys. Until next time, I'm Tiffany Jo Baker, a 3-time surrogate, speaker, and strategizer who loves to help you birth your God-given dreams at home and around the world. Now go do all the things God has called and created you to do with the grace and gifts God has given you.